Dynamic performance. Sophisticated British style. MG Pilot Smart Speed Assist. The new standard in performance, style and safety. With so many impressive inclusions, this is value you've never seen before. The all-new MG HS, the SUV you've never seen before.
Welcome back to Gibbo Goes One-on-One, driven by MG. My guest this week is the future of Australian basketball, young up-and-coming star, Oz Junior representative for multiple tournaments. Tamuri Wigness, welcome to the podcast. Thank you.
Nice. Thanks for having me.
I like also how you're wearing the champion jumper, new sponsor for NBL. How you represent. Now, I'm going to take you back. You grew up in TI. What age were you when you left TI?
So I grew up in Cairns. I grew up in Cairns, but my heritage is from TI.
Were you born in TI though?
No. I was born in Cairns. So I born up in Cairns, grew up in Cairns, and then like whenever we have the chance to go back up and visit family. But I was originally born in Cairns, grew up in Cairns, but just went back up to visit family. Like all my family's up there. So
how often do you go back and visit?
Not that often, to be honest. Like when we started, whenever we have like Christmas, pretty much. Whenever we have Christmas, we'll go visit. But it's more like once we started getting into like the basketball phase, it was just whenever there was weekends, like we'll have to travel somewhere instead of go up. But that was at the start of my like basketball journey, pretty much. Yeah,
gotcha. Like all of us, it's so hard to get home when you're in season, you're playing game like everywhere. It's so hard. Growing up in Cairns, I understand that you also like playing rugby league, but I think at the age of 10, your mum was like, nah, no more, too much contact. You give rugby league away. That happened?
Yeah, that definitely happened. That's how it all started, pretty much. Like if you had to say when I was young, like what I was going to be when I grew up, I'd say like NRL player, like in the like State of Origin, like in there. Like that was my dream to play there. But yeah, it all started off, growing up in primary school and then just playing football against like older boys, like just loved it. Like, and then the coaches were like, oh, you want to come play up with the senior boys? And mom's like, nah. I'm like, no, I'm not having it. Like, she'd always say, wait your turn, like wait for your age group.
Yeah.
So once we played touch first and then rugby league,
I feel like you're one of those people, like when I was younger, I pretty much haven't grown since I was like 15 years old. I've kind of been this size. I feel like you would have been stronger back then, so you probably could have handled it. And you certainly haven't waited your time. Like, I'll get to this stuff in a minute, but you've always played against men and like older guys throughout your career. But I feel like you would have been able to handle that. How was it finding out or having your mum say that you weren't allowed to play the sport that you really love playing?
Oh, it was tough because like I was in grade 7, even not in grade 7, grade 5, 6, playing against like senior boys, and I'm just like, nah, like let me go. Like first, I was mad. Like I was like, nah, you gotta let me go play with them. A couple of times I sneaked off and played, but I hated it. Like I always like to play against the older boys. Yeah. That's how I felt like I could get better, and even for basketball as well, like to play against the older boys. And I always try to adapt to that, but when I first said I was heated for sure.
You obviously still love the game. Do you follow a team? And I'm assuming, not unlike Nate Jower, I'm assuming you're a Queenslander.
Oh, that guy is fake. Fake Queenslander. Queenslander for sure.
I'm going to get to your housemate or where you live in a minute, but how good was the State of Origin game 1? Queensland, no hope in hell of winning the game. Down 10-zip at halftime, and I'm sure Kadee would have been watching the game as well. But to have the Queenslanders come for that first win must have been a good feeling in the house.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Like first half was quiet. Like I was like, oh, this is not looking too good, but it was the best. Like even Jasmine and the little one Louis, like Queenslander as well, and it was not looking good for us. And then second half, Dan Gaga put the gas on, and it was looking deadly.
So obviously you gave away rugby at a young age. I mean, you're only you were 10 or something. You're part of the Cairns Tiny Taipans. I think at 11 years old. and you mentioned how you like to play against older players. Like you were able to play against some pro players, like whether it was the Taipans and Marlins at a young age when you were with that Cairns junior program.
Yeah, so I'd watch because I grew up like Fernie. I was on the Fernie's arm, so he'd try and get me into a couple of the Cairns Taipans practices like early on to see. But that's when I was like, I can't watch. Like I was just the type of, I have to be there to develop. Like I'm not the type where I can sit and this aspect. I have to be in there to learn. So yeah, so Fernie put me under his arm to just watch the game on. But yeah, I'd play against the older, like Cody Sutton. Like they were in like the senior like Cairns. They'd say like academy, Taipans academy.
Yeah.
So I was just junior. So I'd play against them and see how I could like adapt to them, but like not really. Like I'd play against older boys, but not to that caliber. Yeah.
But that obviously helps you, right? I mean, you said yourself, you know, you get better playing against tougher, bigger bodies. Like that's probably helped you a little bit now. I mean, still obviously very young and still learning, but to be able to do that at such a young age to play against bigger guys, like that definitely would have helped you grow as in all aspects of basketball.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Like the physical part, like I've never had that type of problem because like from playing against older guys and just being like used to that contact and being able to adapt. It was just more the more of like off the court type of stuff, like discipline and that type of, like how to eat well and just that type of stuff. I've learned that coming now into the pro life, but the physical part was never a problem. So that really helped a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Now you also, I know you love AFL, so you've gone from rugby, had to given that away, AFL. I think you play with the Menunda Hawks, I believe, and I don't know who Alex Davies is, but I think he might have been a pretty decent basketballer too. But you played AFL, obviously loved that as well.
Oh yeah. So I played AFL like to give it a go. Like we were pretty good. Like me and Alex, I think we went back-to-back seasons. Like when I first started, I only played 2 years AFL, but that 2 years, we went back-to-back. And that our second team was it was a couple good players. There was like Alex Davies and Hammerster from the Cowboys. He plays the Cowboys now, fullback. Yeah. So it was pretty good squad we had back then.
The Gold Coast Suns, did they try and scout you to go to AFL? Was that, I believe that may have happened. I read online, and that may have been an offer to go to the Suns Development Academy. Yeah,
that was my first year. Yeah. So first year I played, they wanted to like recruit me and say like, hey, we're happy to give you a scholarship, and I was like, oh, yeah. And then that's when Fernie came crashing in, and I said,
Fernie's the one that made your mind up. Is that?
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Fernie, do you think you may have given football more of a chance, or do you think you still would have loved to go the basketball route?
Nah, yeah, I was like locked in the basketball, like because I always wanted to like travel the world, and that's why I'm thankful that I picked basketball because it takes me like around the world. So I was already locked in the basketball pretty much. Yeah.
I'm going to get you traveling around the world. How much fun is it playing at nationals? Obviously, you get to play with your mates, your state mates. Obviously, it's not. I mean, there's pressure to play nationals, but it's not like playing with a pro team. But how much fun to go to nationals and run around and shoot a whole bunch of shots and be the man, and live the life. You know, all the other athletes in the country all in the one place. How much?
It's the best because like just going from AIS and then coming back to play with like where you were like where you started from, like where everything began, where you had to show the Australian coaches like what you're made of and all that, and just to play with the boys that you pretty much grew up with. Like I'd say like the season that we won, it was all like pretty much half the team were Cairns boys. Like we pretty much grew up like when we were young. So it's always the best feeling to come back and play hard and just win with your boys that you pretty much grew up with.
Well,
it's the best thing.
Well, because AIS, there's a lot of, it's stressful, but like you have to be really locked into the AIS. Like you train all the time, you probably go to school, but then you're right, you get to go back to your home state, wherever it is, and play with your boys. It's more fun, it's more relaxed. You get mess around and stuff. With the AS, it's a little bit more serious to some degree, but it's
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
state team.
yeah, it is. It is like it is serious, and then when you come, like it's still serious when you're playing like nationals, but it's like it's a bit like a bit more fun now. Like you get to like swag around, like you don't have to like play on the edge like every time, but yeah, it's always the best when you come back and play for Queensland.
Tell me about the difference between the NBA Global Academy and the CEO, because they're different, right? Like, how do they work? Are they two separate things? Like, obviously, the Center of Excellence is one thing, but the Global Academy, that like allows you to travel around the world and do more NBA style events.
Yeah, no, if it's not anything different to it. Like we all live together, but we have different programs, but we all live together, we all train together. Like there's no difference really. Like if NBA has to go, it's the only thing's different about it is the NBA Academy, there's a bunch of global players. So there'll be guys from India, oh my bad, sorry.
You good?
There'll be guys from like India, Africa, and just like global guys. And I think, 5 international players and then 5 Australian players that develop into the COE. So once they get to like their senior age, they change over to the COE. So there's nothing really different about it. Like we travel together. Like if we go to Italy or something, we all go. And there's nothing really different about it. It's just there's no international players in there.
How was a global camp? I think it was in Treviso, Italy. How was that? And I think you played with Josh Green as well.
It was a great experience. I think it was my first time like going overseas to play against like that big tournament. Like, I didn't really think it was that big until we really got there, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is real serious. Like, yeah, like I think the whole crowd was just scouts. Like no families, nothing. It was just straight scouts, like ready to see, cameras everywhere. Like it was full on. Like our COE, both of our COE and NBA program went, and we joined up to play against those European guys. So it was real good. Like how they play, it's a real different style to how we play over here in Australia. But it was just good, just going to see the world, but also seeing new players and how they play as well.
I haven't really played in front of scouts. That whole scout thing was I'm well past that era in my career. But I would imagine, like, you play in front of crowds, it's one thing. But when you have a scout who's legit just almost staring at like every foot you have, like what you do good and bad, like that must be just out of pressure, especially when there's a whole crowd full of scouts, just like eyeballing everything you do. Yeah,
it is. Like when someone scores, like it's out of the teammate, and if the teams are not like cheering, it's just like dead silence, like they're locked in, like just trying to observe you. Yeah, it's real different.
And then how was the Basketball Without Borders? I think that was in Charlotte, North Carolina. How was that traveling over there and playing in
that? There was 2. There was one in Charlotte, and then the second one was in Chicago. But the first one was real good. I got to team up with couple real good basketball players. Matthew from France, and then I think there's CJ from Canada. But it was real good. Like there was language barriers, some of the boys, but the way they play, like you can hear, like same as the Italy trip. Like there was scouts everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's just like first I thought, because I heard when other people went, they were saying like it was more like for yours, like they didn't really pass the ball that much. Like it was just create yourself, like show yourself. But the players that I had was real good. I think we end up winning. We ended up winning that tournament. But it was good.
Obviously, you're around a lot of NBA players, whatever. Did you meet anyone? Was there anyone in the crowd, like NBA players, anyone that kind of stands out you remember like kind of seeing or meeting while you're out there playing?
Yeah, there was Jojic from the Denver Nuggets. He was there. Deontay Aiden, he was there. And I forgot that guy from Sacramento Kings, the European guy. He's real nice.
Yeah, I know who you mean. I can't think.
I can't say his name. His name's real hard. But he was there, giving us a little pet talk. Where you can like see them guys like up close, like how tall they are. Yeah.
Different world, huh? Different athletes, different Tell me what it means to wear the green and gold. You've obviously represented Australia, I think, under 16s, 17s, 18s, and 19s, I believe, for the junior teams. But, anytime I've seen a few of your videos on Instagram, just what it means to play with your fellow Australians and just represent Australia and wear the green and gold. Like, what does that mean to you to be able to do that?
Oh, it means a lot. Like, not even a lot. It means more to me. Like representing my country, but also my people as well. But yeah, it's just when you play, even if you play at nationals, it all starts at nationals. Like saying like we always battle to go against each other. Like taking all year to prepare for nationals, and then all going like you can see how much they prepared to go against each other, and for us to join up together and go play other countries, it means a lot. But yeah, the first time I did it was like every time I throw it on it's a different feeling. Yeah, and I always enjoy it when I get the opportunity.
Do you have a favorite place you've traveled to? Obviously, you've been to Italy, like America, a bunch of times. Like, is there anywhere that you just think, man, I'd love to go back there again? One day, maybe more as a holiday, because I know when you go on a basketball trip, you're there, you don't get to enjoy much of the place, right? Like, every day you play, every second day, you don't really get to sightsee. But was there anywhere you're like, man, I'd love to go back there for a week and just see everything and enjoy some time there?
Greece. I'd love to go to Greece with the boys again. Not on a basketball trip, just yeah, on a holiday.
Love it. Now you mentioned just before about not just representing, like playing for your mates, but representing your people. And obviously it's NAIDOC week. What does that mean to you, with NAIDOC week? I think it started yesterday or, a couple of days ago, goes for the whole week. But, what does that mean to you to represent, your people, like you said?
It means a lot. Like for me, always traveling away from my family and my culture, which is up in the Torres Straits, but it always shows me that like to come back and know where I'm from and our people and what my elders have done for me. But yeah, it means a lot. Like for me to come back and feel connected to my identity and that type of stuff. But yeah, it means a lot. Like because I'm always away from home. I'm always like in Canberra, and yeah, whenever NAIDOC comes back, I'm like, yeah, it just brings that pride in me that I'm Torres Strait, and yeah.
Did you have an idol growing up?
Oh, Nate was one of my idols. Like he was like these idols where I'd never seen him. Like even if he's from Cairns, I've never seen him. I only seen him when he was when I was a bit older, I think. But I would always hear like, oh yeah, Nate, Paddy. Yeah, Paddy too. Paddy, sorry. Yeah. Paddy was there. I was just up to Paddy and Nate. But yeah, but once I've started to get like connection to Nate too. The funny thing is me and Nate, like he's my uncle from my dad's side. So like not even from my dad's African, like from my African side.
Yeah.
Like where he's my uncle. So yeah, so once we like actually found out, like I was just like, oh, okay. That was a bit weird, but I always look up to him. He's always giving me these pet talks, but Paddy and Nate, and we even make Paddy too when we went to Sunshine Coast to train. He was real good seeing what he does off the game, off the court, but also like when he plays as well.
Well, it's amazing what Paddy's done right off the court. Like obviously the bushfire stuff, the Black Lives Matter and the We Got You campaign that he's massive in. You mentioned about working out with him. Like how good was that to be able to work out with him? And I know Nate was a part of that. Tyson Demos, trying to work out with Paddy, pick his brain. Like, how good was that? First of all, just to be able to be on the same court and just chew his ear off with moves and whatever.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like the way you can see how they prepare, because I think he was in his preparation stage for the World Cup.
Yeah.
So just seeing how he was getting ready, like everything all planned out, the year planned out, so he can get prepared for the World Cup. But yeah, I was more amazed of off the court how his diet and that type of stuff, and you can just see the way he's built. Like it's just straight lean, like muscle ripped. So I was like, yeah, I had to adapt to that and slowly adapting. But you can tell he's like real disciplined on how he eats and all that. Yeah.
You think what do you pick anything up on court that you think, yeah, I seen obviously the vision of that and whatever, and you know, tips and pointers and footwork and body movements and positions and stuff. Is there anything specific you think you can take or you did take to try and help your own game on court?
Yeah, using the spacing of our speedmen. So we're both like, yeah, obviously we're both like pretty quick, but just knowing how to use it. Like, don't just do some fake move and not get any separation out of it. Just wasting energy. I think that's one thing I've gotten out of it: how to use our speed, when to use it, when to see when other players are available, like open and that type of stuff. But yeah, but mostly that type of speed, how to use it, and separation and stuff. So that's the thing I've taken out of our workout in Sunshine Club.
And like you mentioned, the off-court stuff is elite. Like, there's a reason why he's played so long, why he's probably the Australian player. Like you said, his diet, the workouts that him and Alyssa do, all the time he spends in that is obviously why, and I'm assuming it's probably rubbed off as well, dude. Your body at the end of the day is going to make you the money. So if he takes care of that, then he's in good shape.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's get on to the Bullets. Now, obviously being a Cairns boy, were you tempted to sign with the Taipans?
Well, the attempt, nah. I don't think they end up giving me a contract. Yeah, they didn't end up giving me a contract. It was more like
I bet you if Fernie was still there, he would have signed you up when you were about 12.
That's true.
You chose Bullets.
Yeah.
Was college ever an option, or you just wanted to stay and play pro? And
yeah, college was an option, but it was more like my dream was to play pro. I was never I didn't know about college until I didn't know NCAA until when I went to the AIS, and by that time I was already off it now. I was already getting prepared to go to play for Taipans and get prepared for the NBL. So but Fernie did get a couple letters, but he was more just lock in school basketball. Don't get caught up in the hype about letters and that type of stuff. So so by that time I was more locked in, and by that time Fernie already went to Charlotte and said keep working, don't get caught up in the hype of college. And I just made my decision. I'm just gonna go play pro after that.
You've obviously been with Brisbane for a while. You were there last year, the pre-seasons last year, so you've been around a fair bit. But have you found your time, with the pro team, properly with the pro team, and how good to actually be in the contracted group this year?
Oh yeah, it's the city's just beautiful. Coming from small city Cairns and then Canberra, it was perfect weather back in North Queensland. So yeah, so it's been good. And then the pro lifestyle's been amazing. I thank AIS for preparing me to come to this stage. It just, once you come in here, it's exactly the same. You just slide straight in and you're just playing against pros now and just battling at it every day. So I thank the AIS for just developing me straight into the Bullets lifestyle.
What's your mindset coming into this season? I know you're a little bit injured now, and we've got plenty of time before we actually start games. But your mindset and kind of goals you have for this season. I was talking to CJ before and mentioned that when you sub in or when you play, it's just something different to what Sobes and Kadee and these other guys bring. Are you looking to bring that kind of spark and pace? And what kind of goals have you set yourself for this season?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, just that pace. Pace is the most thing that I really take pride in, and just use my speed to pick up the pace. And if we're down and we're losing energy and that type of stuff, just pick us up. I think being as a point guard role, you would know, just being a leader, vocal, and just showing what I really have. I'd say my game's different, but just being a leader pretty much, and just guiding our team and doing what I can to provide and help our team.
You certainly bring something different, like I said to Sobes and Kadee. Kadee's not a rocket anymore like yourself, so that's something different you can bring. I did mention you do live with Kadee. He's obviously what he does on the court shoots 3 balls, whatever. But off the court, he's quite a larrikin. I see all his posts, and I know he's got a son. So I feel like his second son, you know, sleeping in the back of the car on the way home. What's it been like living with Kadee?
Oh, it's good. Like whatever thing we have, like we battle it off. That's the thing I love about Jason Serbs. Like we'll battle it off at practice. But as soon as we get back to the curve, it's just like lads, like just going on about life. But yeah, but they're real good. I love them. I've loved living with them. Like Jason's little family as well. Perfect. Yeah.
You basically became an uncle to Louis. How's that?
Yeah.
I'm sure Kadee's absolutely milking that, like giving him miles so he can go and do whatever he wants and just handballing his little son off to you.
Yeah, just give me Louis. Yeah, but Louis is good, man. Different. He's real different. You'll see my stories and stuff. Like he's always up to something. Like just seeing him grow as well, like strengthens our bond. But yeah, our kids, I love them.
And I know. Obviously, having a kid, you buy toys and you buy a lot of things for your child. But I know Kadee deep down would be buying a lot of that stuff for himself. Like there've been a lot of toys and stuff. You're like, Kadee, is that for your little son, or is that for yourself?
We're buying stuff for jet skis and the Jag, and like, because we have Louis, you have to buy something for. But yeah, but Louis been good. His birthday was just passing. We were just getting random packages like everywhere from just for Louis. But yeah. But he doesn't even really need the toys anyway, because he's just hard-headed, like just can't sit still, just always doing something. Yeah,
love it. I got a few left for you. What's your favorite shoe? Favorite basketball shoe to play in or to hoop in?
My favorite shoes, I'd say Jordan 11s, like Jordan 11 lows. I love them. Yeah.
Are you gonna play in them?
Yeah, they're pretty hard, but. I'll try them, mate. I'll try them out for sure.
That might slow you down a little bit. So yeah, I recommend you wear them. Do you have a favorite NBA team?
Favorite NBA team? No, I don't really have a favorite NBA team, to be honest. I have a favorite player. I have favorite players that I play for, like Kyrie, Lillard. Like I pretty much follow them, but yeah, never really locked into a team. Like used to be LeBron. Wherever LeBron goes, that's where we're going. That's pretty much Jace as well.
You're one of those guys, so I'm not going to ask you if it's MJ or LeBron because you're going to say.
Oh, no. It's Michael Jordan. It's Jordan for sure.
My man.
It's Jordan for sure.
If you're not playing basketball off the court, what are you doing? What are your hobbies? What do you like?
What are my hobbies? I like my music. I'll take time out of my day to update my music and research. Like take out of my time to like just update my playlist. And then Call of Duty. We need to link up on Fortnite soon. That's what we need to do.
I was going to ask Xbox and PlayStation.
PlayStation.
I know Kadee wants me to wrap this up so I can go play some Fortnite.
Yeah.
You're stuck on an island. You can only take Sobe or Kadee. Now, just because you live with Kadee, you don't have to say him. I don't think Kadee could fish to save his life or like.
We'll probably survive on Sobes' island. The way Jason's like, no, I needed that.
Last one. Who talks more rubbish, CJ or Harry Froling?
Oh, Harry for sure. When Harry starts hitting a couple of threes, you won't be able to stop hearing. Harry for sure.
Has he called himself the Aussie Jokic yet or not?
Nah, we just call him porridge.
Porridge. Absolutely love it. See, that's all I got for you, man. I appreciate
no worries.
I hope you get that injury sorted out sooner rather than later. And
all right.
Can't wait to see what you do in the next decade of basketball in Australia, bro. So I wish
thank you, man. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you.